Greetings and welcome to the 1-6 Scale Man. Proudly presents you know what it is. This is Sunday Fun Day, and this is Collector Lounge International. How are you guys doing? I hope you are having a great afternoon. I know I'm trying to. Depending on where you are, it might be afternoon, it might be evening, it might be late evening. Who knows? But this is going to be a good day. You know why it's going to be a good day? Because The Last of Us comes on tonight. So I'm extremely excited about that. I can't wait to see it. We got that. Also, we got some things on the docket that we're going to actually discuss. We got some blue people. We got things that we are looking forward to. Again, we are almost there at Chinese New Year. So it's going to be a lot of things that we're going to discuss, a lot of things that we're going to pull up and just ask those particular questions. What's next? What's coming? What can we expect? What's going to happen before we go through that dry spell? Because we know it's going to be a dry spell. So we want to kind of talk about that and figure out what's going to be the best direction to take when it comes to our collections, how we're going to curate that. Are we going to basically fall for that, infamous, oh, it's going to be a dry spell, so I got to get something. I got to get something. I got to get my hands on something. Or are we going to be smart about it and say, you know what? We're just going to wait. We're just going to wait and just wait for things to drop. And just while we're doing that, just kind of, rearrange our collection and just save up our ducats, our money, and not really push forward. So it's a lot of things that we're going to actually talk about because I know we go through that. We really, really, really do. So, yeah, we're going to have that discussion. But let me just bring some of the loungers in. A couple cats that we actually have there. Cool cats. You already know what it is, man. How you guys doing today? How you guys doing this afternoon, this evening, man? Yo, goo, yo, good.
Good, man.
Yo, Gravy Train. Yo, Gravy Train. Good, man. So glad to actually have you here. Yes, man. Gravy Train. That's just like a new nickname, Gravy Train. That's how it is all day, every day. So good to have you guys here with us, man. But yeah, good to be here, bro. But there's gonna be some interesting discussions. Everything that's actually going on today. We got some loungers actually out here doing some big things. Cam, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. Playoff Sunday football. Super excited to watch that. Yeah, man, it's cold outside right now.
Yes, it is, bro.
It has been. I mean, we've been lucky enough to have like 50s and 60s for the last couple of weeks, but now it's like winter is finally here. I think so.
Yeah.
And I know you in the basement. I'm in the basement, so it is
brisky cold, bro.
Yeah,
bro. It is super cold, bro. Like literally, like it was that way last night. Like I had to really, it was like a bundle session, bro. Because the thing is, it's like we've been going through so many different seasons within the last week, bro. It warms up, but then it gets cold, and then it gets like springy weather. We had like a couple days of rain. And now it's just cold. Now it's sunny outside. It's like, you know what? I know some blizzard's coming soon. It's just a matter of time before that shit happens. I just don't know when.
It's the only thing left right now.
Yeah, definitely, man. I don't know, but that's the only thing that's going to actually drop. So we'll see how that's going. Anyway, other than that, things to talk about. So glad to have you here, Cam. Rich, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm awesome. Thank you very much, buddy. It's also cold here. It's going to be -3 tonight. So count yourself lucky. And I went to Wollerton Hall, which is 10 minutes away from me today, and which is where they filmed The Dark Knight Rises for the Wayne Manor. So that was really cool. Went there, had a walk around with the daughter, running around like a lunatic. And it was awesome. And then while I was out and about, I picked up an amazing deal on one of the groups. I got the Sideshow exclusive Hot Toys Batman Begins. It's the one which got actually like really rubberized suit that apparently is really well regarded for £100.
Word.
Yeah, the guy was just selling up loads of stuff, and it was near mint, and it did me an amazing deal. So I'm really
so happy. Was that the latest version, or
it was the one it was the one before the one that you've got.
Okay, got you.
The Sideshow exclusive with the First Night Out one with the harness.
Oh, got you.
The other one didn't really come out, but the cowl's pretty damn good apparently by all accounts. So so I've got that. I think I'll just have it as the First Night Out and then have it in the background. But I just thought it was pretty damn cool. And it's my birthday tomorrow, so I've got the day off.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you very much. So so all's good, and looking forward to spending the day with my wife and daughter tomorrow. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, man. It's going to be definitely a good day, bro. Happy early birthday.
Thank you very much.
From us and everybody out there in the chat. I know it's crazy because it was Luminar's birthday as well on Friday.
Oh,
but
really?
she got so much love. Yeah, her birthday
That's
was on
crazy.
Friday, so she got so much
Happy
love.
belated
Oh,
birthday.
that's nice.
Yeah, we got a couple people's birthday that's popping up here this month, man. It's a lot of it's like a lot of this is like what was it? It's what Capricorn? Is it a Capricorn
Capricorn.
season?
Yeah,
Capricorn,
Yeah, it's Capricorn
Yeah.
season, man. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of Capricorns out there. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, you know what I mean? They getting ready. Capricorn's taking over the
Taking over.
world.
Taking
And
over.
I got, my daughter's birthday. I mean, not my daughter's birthday, but my girl's birthday. Her birthday's next month.
Okay.
Yeah, February 22nd.
Mhm.
So
Pricey.
yeah, it's a lot of birthdays actually popping off, man.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a lot. I'm like, man,
honestly, the price is ridiculous because week before Christmas, my daughter's birthday.
Mhm.
Week after Christmas, my wife's birthday, then my birthday. So it's not January is not really cheap at all.
Yeah,
So-
Mine is like that for October on.
Yeah.
So like
man.
once October hit
yeah.
until like
Yeah.
March, I'm like, oh, I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Bro, that's the way it is for me because October. Okay, so no, because it is just okay. September is my mom's birthday.
Mhm.
October 10th is my daughter's birthday.
Mhm.
My birthday is on the 25th. My sister's birthday is on the 27th. My cousin's birthday is on the 30th, and my aunt's birthday is on the 31st. So it's a lot of birthdays,
Yeah.
in a month
Yeah.
of October. But
Mhm.
now, like in January, going forward, like there's the kids, my girl, the kids. Everybody, it's all, and then it's like all of this is basically running into like March going into April, and April is Star Wars
Mhm.
Celebration. I'm like, yo, like
Right,
literally, like
Yep.
how I
Save
don't
up
know.
for that.
Yeah, bro, I have no idea how this is going to actually play out, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And the thing is like I'm that type of dude that doesn't take money. Like I won't take money with me. I don't like taking out money and doing like the whole chain. So what I do is I call
Right.
my bank. I let them know I'm traveling internationally, so they can switch over. You know what I mean? Then
Right,
they know that if you see anything unsightly, you know that it's because I'm out of town. But just so that's I'm traveling out of town. So just put that on my account. Just let everybody know. But yeah, like it's tough, man. Like international travels will be crazy, but it's just like everything beforehand, preparation. I want to try to prepare now, before then. But it's gonna be crazy, man. But I'm looking forward to it, man. Definitely
April's gonna
looking
be
forward
awesome.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be an awesome time, man. So anyway, thanks everybody that we actually have out here in the chat with us. Again, it's always a good time to have you guys watching the show, enjoying the show. I see a few of you guys in here, man, doing y'all thing as always, and it's always good to have y'all. Let's see here, man. So we got some teams that we're going to talk about. We got a $5 super chat also by Malika Mabane, as always, man. Thank you for that. Salutations to everyone. Salutations to you too, my brother. So we got some things that we're going to talk about here, man. First off, some blue people. We're going to get that out the way because here's the thing. I know a few people that when this thing dropped at first, they were like, nah, I mean, I'm not doing it. I don't like the joints and stuff like that. Because, that's just the usual conversation once that actually pops off. We have that. But I'm excited for a particular reason. Number one is because this is something that Toya loves. She definitely loves this. Let me pull this up here really quick. She's definitely into this. So much. It's mainly her thing. Let me put this down. She's definitely into everything that is Avatar. She's loved it. She's loved the first film. So when these figures were released, I knew that they made that announcement that this is what they were going to get. These are pretty much the figures that the license that they got moving forward. We knew they had the license previously, but I was like, all right, cool. It only makes sense. This movie is on its way to 2 billion, like literally.
Right.
So it's going to actually hit that $2 billion mark. I believe it is. I think it's already almost close to it.
It's 1.7 at the minute. It's not far off. It's like a week or so away.
Yeah, like a week or so away to basically being the $2 billion franchise. So we'll definitely see that. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot that kind of goes in to this. But man, I mean, this piece again, we're looking at Jake Sully right now, and again, we know that we got Jake Sully before. I think it was back in 2010 or what was it? It was way back.
2009 when the film came out.
When it first came out. Yeah. So we actually got it back then. And again, I listen, I think for what it is, and a lot of people were talking about the joints, why they didn't go the route of the seamless body. And I think I really, really understand why. It makes the most sense, especially for a character like this with the height. On top of that, with the paint applications, I mean, there's a lot that kind of goes into it. Can you do that on a seamless body and make it look really believable without over time it cracking and doing so many different things, especially if you have to articulate this figure, that they have the banshees, the creatures that they ride on. You know what I mean? Like, do going this route seems to be more so the obvious choice when it comes to this figure. So that's why there was no really complaints from me, and I know that Toya is going to be excited about it. So I have to get it for her. You know what I mean? I would have to get them for basically her. But I think, all in all, for what they actually give us, the Jake Sully head sculpt, I think that's on point. It's stoic. It's just basically, Jake Sully. It's not really an open mouth head sculpt. They should have gave us like 2. That would have been dope.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? But for what we're actually getting, I know the joints they say are unsightly, but it is what it is, man. But I think it's still a pretty decent, figure for what you're getting. Riding on the actual Banshee, I don't know if we're going to get this.
Yeah, I know.
So
I think
big.
I think it's gigantic. Like,
so I have no idea if we're going to actually get this piece. I'm not really sure, but we'll see how that actually pans out. But I'll go with you, Cam, first, man. What you think about this, man?
I think it actually looks pretty good. Like you said, I definitely wish they would have added 2 head sculpts, because as you see on this Banshee right here, this Banshee looks like it's about to attack, and Jake Sully looks like he's going to take a nap.
Exactly,
so
bro.
He's just like riding a Banshee, same old, just a Tuesday, So I think that's my only gripe with it. The base, I was like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure. I guess if you're a diehard and you really, really love the movie, I haven't seen it yet. So, that's probably why I'm
it's a good movie
too. So I really need to but the base was okay. I thought it was cool. It does give that coral reef underwater effect, which I think is cool. The joints, I think it is what it is, because I think a figure of this size or of this magnitude from the movie and like what he did in the movie, you have to put him in like a dynamic pose. You know what I'm saying? And if you were to have seamless joints, you couldn't do that. With a figure like She-Hulk, for example, who's a larger character that has seamless, she has a smile on her face. You know what I'm saying? So there's not many poses you can really do. You're not going to put her in like a attacking pose with her smiling. You know what I'm saying? It'd be more of like with the muscle just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Knees extended, fully not bent. So with this one, I feel like you get more out of it by not having, seamless on this one. So I think they did a good job, honestly.
And the thing is I think again, when we think about it, like, because we already think about it, from a collector's, perception, like when we think about it, it's like, okay, the obvious choice would be to go seamless. Like, come on, why couldn't you do it, especially for something like this?
Right.
I think that these things are tested. They're tested to basically see, and they're looking at long term. So do you want to figure that in long term you're going to get complaints for? Because again, seamless eventually can split. There would be a problem. You know what I mean? There would be an issue with it. So do you want to go through that, or do you want to actually just have a piece in your collection that's going to last, that's going to have a bit more longevity? So I think that's what in terms of what they're looking at, kind of going forward. So that's a lot to really think about, man. But Rich, what do you think about it, bro?
So I think it looks great. This thing is 18 inches tall, so it's basically a Hot Toys and a half. He's a big lad, and same with the interior as well. The Jake Sully head sculpt is spot on. It looks just like him. I would have liked to got the one where, like, the latter half of the film where it's got the hair down. I think it looked better. I think it's I love both films. The second film is just. It's fantastic.
It is.
And it's one of my top 5 films of last year. I absolutely went in with 0 expectations and it blew me away. So regarding these figures, there is I understand why they did the jointed arms and everything like very much what you guys have already said. They maybe the technology isn't there to do fully seamless for these types of, and they're only slight as well. They're not as bulky like She-Hulk is, for example, where she is seamless, but at the same time she's quite big, so you can kind of do a bit more there, and maybe you might be restricted quite a bit with articulation. These essentially are not wearing any clothes, so you are going to struggle with covering up certain things. I don't mean anything else, but I mean like with it in terms of articulation, it's going to pull the material, it's going to look baggy or whatever, it's going to look weird. So long term, it's the right move. Maybe the technology isn't there right now. But I think they look great. The Natiri looks fantastic.
And
like I said, I personally love these films. If you are a massive Avatar fan, then if you're not a Hot Toys fan, there might just be, wow, okay, this is the thing for them. This is that high-end collectible that they'd been looking for, of a representation of their favorite film of all time, for example. So this might bring in new collectors. It might not necessarily be for everybody out there. They may think it looks like a McFarlane. It might think it looks like whatever. But I personally think it looks really, really good, and I'm impressed with what they've done. It'd be interesting to see what they do more of in the future. I really like a lot of the mech stuff that's in the film. It'd be really interesting to see if they do those. I mean, you know this, Lyle, those crab things, those crab mech suits that they have. To see those in 6 scale would be really cool.
Bro.
And I think they are very. A lot of the stuff with James Cameron, especially because he designs a lot of this stuff, a lot of it lends to be toyetic anyway. So I think if he did some like the armory and stuff like this, things like that, I think it would look really cool in 6 scale. Let's see if it happens. But I think these look great. Yeah, I'm impressed. I won't be getting them, but simply because I wouldn't know how it would fit with the rest of my collection, and they are fairly expensive. But yeah, I'm impressed what they've done.
Yeah, definitely. And you talked about the Natiri. I agree. That figure looks phenomenal. I think with her, it's definitely a bit different. And if you see the film, anybody who's seen the film, she's a beast. Like, she's literally a beast in that film. There's a lot that she does. Again, she gets busy, put it that way, without really spoiling it for a lot of people. But I think the detail on this one is really, really good. For some reason, it's crazy because her, the way she looks, now mind you, still seamless, but I think the more feminine attributes when it comes to her looks really, really good. All the accessories that she actually comes with, and especially like here's the thing, like you can't get a Jake Sully without getting a Natiri. You can't.
Yeah, of course.
Know what I mean?
You have to get them both. Yeah,
you have to get them both. Like, you know what I mean? So just imagine how it's going to be for me, because I have to get these things for Toya because she loves it. So getting them both will bode well for her, mini collection that she has going on, and I know that it's a piece of nostalgia for her. So that's why I'm getting it for her. You know what I mean? Because I want her to really, really have it. So I don't know what to make her happy. You know what I mean? I know she can't wait, to see this film. So yeah, I'm definitely on board, with that. I can't wait. But
impressive.
It's impressive. Now the thing is, it's like, all right, so we see a couple of these photos, man, and I'm gonna go to it if I can find it. We see a couple of so when we see these photos, we see them both riding. Now, let me ask you both, do you think that we're going to see these things, man? Like, because here's the thing is they're pushing heavily on it,
right? And
they have these things. Like, do you think? I mean, really, if we already, like, for instance, we already have such creatures, as the blurgs, you know what I mean? So we have that's actually out there, and we know that they're kind of like really looks like they're diving into like the creature aspect of collecting and stuff like that. Do you think we'll actually end up seeing these things, like they're gonna release them, or you don't think so?
If they did, it'd be very limited. I think there's not a mass market for this. I think they'll probably see how the pre-orders go. Bearing in mind, these, like I said, these things are like 18 inches tall. So
Yeah.
on those big banshees and stuff, they're absolutely massive. I don't know
Yeah.
where most people would be able to fit them in their collection. They're absolutely huge.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a struggle. I think it would be a very niche on niche, to be fair. So I don't know if they would release them en masse and maybe do like a little exclusive, maybe release 300 or like they've done before. So maybe do something like that for the proper die-hard, hardcore Avatar fans. I think it might be a good way. But it's not something I'd be looking for. They are ugly as shit, though. It's like you think the blurg was bad, Jesus. Imagine that.
Yeah, those things look. They definitely give them like that sea aspect of a creature and stuff like that, flying sea creature type of vibe.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, I mean, this is going to be for somebody. You know what I mean? And I say that because this is definitely for Latoya, because she loves these pieces. Like this is something that she's into. Good morning, 6 scale Mafia. We got Mafia out there. 6 scale Empire Strikes Again. Some guy. We got Figureastic Park, man. We got so many people out here, bro. Thank you for being here. If I didn't mention off the top, so glad to have you. AJ Grusa, Army of what's that? Army of Hades. Is that in there? That's what I see. Some guy. Calvin Williams, as always, bro. Luminar, happy birthday. See, Luminar, happy birthday once again. Again, I know you've had a great weekend, and we're running into Rich's birthday. So it just must be the month of really good people. That's what I'll say. Really good
thank you.
people, really good personalities.
I'm hoping, hopefully my daughter is born in the next week or so. So then I'd be like,
there you go,
right, got
bro.
another
So
one.
you can say another one, bro. Exactly.
There you go, I didn't know this.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were expecting.
Yeah.
His daughter's birthday. I mean, his daughter could be having Sherman's birthday this month. That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
so when that happens, like, Cam's going to go into hibernation for a little bit.
Yeah, nobody's going to see me. Like,
nobody's going to be
gone for like 2 weeks.
It's going to be like straight up hibernation. Like, he's not going to be active as usual. So definitely. Iron Jedi, what's up with you, man? What up, bro? How you doing, man? So good to have you here as well. But yeah, so definitely is going to be a lot going on there, man. Anyway, again, if this is for you, if this is basically something that you want to see in your collection, it'd be dope. Again, it's not going to come out until 2024 anyway, so you got time to kind of save up for this piece. So it's something to look forward to. Again, OG Star Wars, my Star Wars, OG Star Wars. Welcome aboard, my brother. But yeah, so let me ask you guys a question really quick. I kind of want to dive into this because it's something to really think about. Now, we know we got Chinese New Year coming. Okay, so we know that's like, what is it, like 2 weeks away, a week away, or a week and a half away? Because it's coming soon. Like, it's coming early, well, mid June. In a sense. So again, earlier than what usually it would be. And my question is, again, because we're talking about these things, we know that list of figures that we actually saw, the list of figures that that's out there, that Hot Toys put out there, letting us know what was on the docket. Now, strangely enough, like, we see that list, but if you've ordered through like Sideshow, you've probably gotten like notification that a lot of these pieces were on delay. But for instance, my Wonder Woman figure, man, that figure is basically on delay. It was kind of pisses me off, but we know we still haven't gotten Wanda yet. You know what I mean? So Wanda, which is really weird, that would actually be pushed, but yet we got Vision and all the other figures earlier. You know what I mean? So that was one that kind of, but if you think about it, we still have the Iron Man Mark 1 that a lot of people want. That's actually, coming soon. We have and I'm gonna pull this up here really quick, so we can all take a look at this and see it. We have Captain America, of course. That's been there. Now, I don't know if people have gotten any type of notifications from Sideshow or wherever else that figure has been delayed, but so far It hasn't. So far so good. But yeah, so we have this all here. When we take a look at this list, we got again Wenwu, Shang-Chi, we have that Centurion, Silver Centurion, Iron Man. We have, let me see here. We have a clone that's back there as well, Mark 1, and we have Cap. So far, if we look at and the XE suit, that Batman XE suit.
Yeah.
So far, and the clone, that the shiny, we got basically the all white clone as well. So far, what we've gotten released is the integrated suit. We've gotten Iron Man suit up Mark 5. We've gotten that damn gantry, and we've gotten the which they've just released last week, the Back to the Future DeLorean. And we got King Shark. So those were the figures that we know are released. So I'm gonna ask you a question. What figure, if you had to think about it just by pattern, and we got Mando too, right? So if you had to think about it by design and what we're looking forward to right now, and what if we're seeing that pattern, what would you basically say out of these figures here is going to come next?
Well, I think in the past, and they did this before Christmas, where they would release 2 in the same week from the same IP. They did that quite a bit, where they did like 2 Star Wars, and then they did two Marvel, and then they give 1 DC standard. I think maybe I would like to see a Mark 1, and then maybe Cap. This week, Chinese New Year, I gave it a Google. It's next Sunday.
Okay.
So I'm assuming we'll get some stuff beforehand.
I
would love to see the DXE suit from Batman. That I really, really want that one. Out of these, apart from the DeLorean, which obviously I've already ordered, it would be that Batman XE suit for me. Would be the one I'd be really looking forward to.
Okay. Yeah. That again, a beast of a suit. So if you're saying like 2 from the same line, then it would probably, if you said the XE suit, then would probably be the XE suit and then Wonder Woman, because
Wonder
again,
Woman,
they're DC properties. If we're talking Marvel, if they wanted to, they could actually release Wenwu and Shang-Chi. So that can definitely happen. But me definitely, and I'll go to you, Cam, first. I had a
really quick idea.
So
there's something that Joel said that when it's actually then New Year's Day, the New Year's celebration, they do like a big push on something. So they announce something or they release something. I'm thinking maybe they do Shang-Chi and Wenwu at the same time. Obviously, the Asian market would obviously respond well to that as well. That could be something. That's just me thinking out loud, really. But I just thought that was a good one. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I think that might be a good idea. But I think they said, or a lot of people were saying that, like, I guess they didn't really receive Shang-Chi movie that great though over there. Like,
okay.
I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. I thought it would have been a hit because I loved it.
Well, it was a lot of it was because of what Simu Lee
said, right,
about like what his parents went through in China.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And when that came out, it kind of dampened, the chances, because it's like over in China, in case people don't know, they're only, especially like studio properties, especially US known studio properties, you're only able to release but so many movies over there a year. You know what I mean? There's so many movies that are actually submitted and selected, and again, it just depends on which ones that are actually selected, and they got to really, really push to do it. Now, we knew Avatar was huge over there, so that wasn't going to actually get released in China. Star Wars isn't really huge in China. It's not as much as people would think so. It's huge to Howard Chan, but not over in China like that. So of course that doesn't get a major push. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. But yeah, I kind of figured, like, because there was a lot of backlash on that, when it came to what he said about his family, and he doubled down on it and didn't care. And I think that's why it wasn't as received. I mean, surprisingly enough, we got the figures, But I think as far as anything else, it is what it is. But yeah, go ahead, Cam.
Yeah. I think so the next releases are probably going to be both Iron Man, most likely. I think it's going to be the Mark 1 and probably the Silver Centurion, because like we know Iron Man sells like crazy over there. And for Chinese New Year, it's like, getting a Christmas present. So I think that might be two that might drop. I would love for Shang-Chi and Wenwu to be the ones that drop next, but I just feel like they're hung up on Iron Man. They love it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the moneymaker, the cash grabber. So of course they're gonna drop that next, I feel like.
I personally want Cap so bad, bro.
I know.
I want Cap so bad. I want that Sam Wilson Captain America so bad. Like that, especially from this list, that would be, my major choice. And Wonder Woman, of course. You already know I need that Wonder Woman. But this Cap definitely is, what I would want, because it just makes the most sense to me. I already have it paid off and everything. I just got to wait for the notification to drop, and I am all in on this piece. So definitely that would also be my choice of what I would definitely want to see. But again, it's like it's fickle because we don't know. Like we never know what they're going to actually do. Like they always surprise us with these drops. You know what I mean?
Always go left. They always go left every time. It's like
they always go left. It's totally different from what what we would actually want to see. So I don't know. It's just going to be really, really difficult to really decide on what which route that they would want to take. I don't know. Yeah. It's weird. It's just really, really quite weird. Wondering what they're going to do as far as their collection. I mean, and it's just we always have like the things that the DeLorean saved my pockets a lot because I wasn't going to get it. I know, Rich, you're like, damn, I got to get that piece. And I know you have it. You're going to have it coming.
Right.
So, and I can't wait to see what you do with it because I'm looking at your collection from behind and it already looks dope. So I'm like,
thank you, man. Yeah, I actually bought a Kallax, a double Kallax to the right of me, and I'm going to have it on there with perspex and everything all lit up and stuff. So I might have to move the camera a bit to see it all. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it through. It's just going to be amazing. I'm assuming it's not on the dock today, but what they've done with that looks absolutely fantastic. So I'll be very, very interested to see how well it does on the market if it ends up being reduced. I'm assuming it will be at some point. But what we were saying about these releases, I'm really impressed with, I know it sounds a random thing to say, the box art. They've really upped their game. Like, look at that Mark 1 box art. How good does that look? That looks fantastic. And if you see as well the size of the Captain America box, look at it compared to a lot of the other ones that are behind it. It's absolutely huge, obviously for the wings. So there's some stuff there that's going to be coming up. It's going to be really interesting. I think a lot of these photos that we'll see in the promotion material won't do it justice for what's actually going to be coming in, especially that cap. I think that's going to really look fantastic.
Right. It all makes my gears turn, honestly, when we revisit a lot of these figures, because it makes me think about like, okay, so Captain America, this is a suit we're getting now, right? But in New World Order, are we going to get something different? Are the wings going to be a different color? Shang-Chi's outfit next. It always makes me think like, okay, well, the possibilities later on.
I know. That's the thing, isn't it? It's kind of like with the Mando, this Chrome Mandos here, we've got season 3 coming up.
Right.
Yeah. So are we going to have a different suit come with that? So obviously this one will then be not null and void, but it won't be the new. So it's it is interesting. It's about kind of planning, really, isn't it? More than anything. Thing as well, like financially, if you bought every single one of them on here, you would be so screwed financially for the year.
Oh yeah.
So it's about picking and choosing as to what lane you want to stick in as well. It's that's hugely important.
Yeah, Mafia says 99% of the time it's about scheduling at the factory. Sometimes another figure previously slated at a later date is now ready for production, so it gets moved up.
Okay,
so that's interesting. It definitely makes sense, for something like that. So, I mean, again, you just never know, how they do it and how they curate these things. So again, it's just like we know what we want to see. Like I know what I want to see. I know what basically I would want, to actually have as part of my collection. Again, it just depends on, what I guess it's like it's not up to us anymore. It's just mainly up to them. So I think it's like it's just to temper your expectation. Just say, you know what? I don't really care right now. I'll just wait to see what they basically drop. For those of you that are basically trying to save some money, I know you're like, okay, I don't care right now. If we get, and there might be some people out there like literally, bro, just waiting, like, yo, please, Chinese New Year come soon. They probably want it now, so there's no more drops, so they don't have to worry about it, and they can just recoup their money up until March because, like, we know there's going to be a lull the entire month of February. So again, you know, it might be a lot of people out there that are just like, you know what, yeah, I'm straight. I'm just gonna wait it out and not really have to worry about that. But this which leads me into my next question, bro. So what I want to know from you guys, and I know this is going to probably be an easy one for you guys, but I want to know about there in the chat how you're going to do it. How will you manage during the Chinese New Year? And what I mean by that is, how will you manage your collection? We get the itch. Rich, you get the itch. Cam, you get the itch.
Oh man, I was online today. I was like, right? I could probably get this. I don't need that. I don't need that.
Yeah, bro. Like they just like, for instance, Sideshow now has that white suit.
The Black
Widow available.
Yeah.
I know Hawkwarts Toys has it available. I know Ray's going to have it over there at Underground Toys is available. So I'm like, I'm just tempered. I'm like, especially after I just spent so much money on plane tickets, man. I'm like, nope.
I know.
I'm just like, let me chill. But the thing is, we are victim of that because we always say, nah, we're not going to do something.
Right.
It is just let one thing drop, because you know, this is what happens. When it comes to that lull period, a lot of these companies, because again, they know nothing's dropping, they'll start dropping the prices in figures, putting up more discounts and stuff like that to kind of tempt you. You know what I mean? So then we'll end up running into that type of a situation. So Cam, how are you going to manage that? Because I can know Rich. Like, here's the thing. I'm going to you first, Cam, because I know what Rich has a tendency, like, if somebody gives him the best deal or he can find something on the low, he's snatching it up. You know what I mean? So and that's why I'm like, I ain't gonna ask him that question. But Cam, how you deal with it, bro?
Yeah, man. Idle time is a dangerous thing. So we find ourselves searching on the web when we have our downtime, and then you find all these deals.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you find a way to find the money to be able to buy this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bro. And then at the end, you're like, damn, I shouldn't have spent that. So for me, I'm right now, I mean, of course, I'm in a different situation than a lot of people. So for me, new house, new baby coming. So for me, this is my main focus right now. So it's a little easier for me to be able to push away some of the temptations of online discounts and purchases right now. But I know it's going to get even crazier when tax season hits, because you already know last year we talked about it. We were like, oh, tax season comes around. It's like Hot Toys knows that they about to drop all this fire on us. And then we're like, how much did we get back this year? Let me go and drop a few on a couple figures. So for me, I'm trying to like stop and save up for then, because I know it's going to be nothing but crazy stuff coming out, especially with, you know, Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out soon. We're going to see a lot of new figures as well.
That's right.
I'm trying to hold out on the things that I really don't need to look forward to the things that I really, really wanted
that you really want to have in your collection.
Yeah, because I almost purchased the Wasp the other day, right? Because I was like, oh, I got Ant-Man, I got the Wasp, but I know I'm getting another suit. So I'm like, I like them both.
But see, I have them both right now. I have both the Wasp and I have, you know, Ant-Man. But the thing is, which is so enticing, is because we know we're getting the new version, the more comic book accurate colored version, that vibrant yellow, and I cannot wait for that suit.
And you know what happens when we get the 100% accurate suit on a lot of these characters?
Fails.
That's like it. That's like, well, we don't see them off the time after that. So it's like, just one of those speculation. So we'll see.
Very true. Yeah.
Rich, again, we were talking about this, man. And I know, like, you just, like, for instance, you just said you got that Batman.
Myself, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you just got that Batman figure for a really, really decent price. So how are you going to tackle this, bro?
Well, because I've set myself up for a fail, I've put money down for the DeLorean. I've got Batman and Robin coming from Batman Forever. I've got the in-art Joker sculpted version that I've been paid. I've paid off completely and stuff. So there's quite a few things I'm paying off at the moment. Anyway, so I think I'll take stock. I'll take a little step back. I'll try and slow down a little bit because with what's happened these last couple of weeks with regards to these in-art announcements, I know it's not an in-art chat, but I have had my head turn quite a lot, if I'm honest with you. And for the all-out, the Batman set, I haven't got anything yet. I haven't put anything down on it yet. And I'm very, very tempted to do that in this lull / during this period of time because, yeah, in-art's got me at the minute. And I think it's good for me to go, okay, not going to get anything else for a bit, get whatever I've got coming in, sort that out. I haven't even taken out the bloody Justice League double pack yet, and I've had that for a month. So it's about sorting out my collection, dialing in what I really, really want to focus on, and start saving that dollar because it's going to start ramping up again. I don't buy everything, which is good. I'm really glad I did at one point, and that's for everybody out there, kind of collectors that are just starting up or have been doing it for a few months or a year or so. You can't collect everything, and I say this a lot simply because look at that doc there that was there, that picture. There's so much coming out. If you bought every single thing at MSP at full retail, Jesus Christ, you won't be eating for a bit. So you need to be like, okay, this is what I want. You need to have a plan. And I think it's really good for people to out there as well. And I think I'll be doing the same thing. Plan my collection. My collection during this lull. I think that's really good.
And so this is what I'm going to do. Now, I want to preference this way for a lot of people. I'm going to bring something up, and I'm just basically bringing this up for just in the context of this conversation. Just for the context.
Mm-hmm.
I know people don't like this company, right? We know that. But I'm bringing it up strictly because of this question that I have coming up next. So I just need to preference it that way first before you guys get into any type of, discussion. Again, I know there's people out there that do not like this. Okay. I'm just bringing up this next question because I'm going to preference this because my next question is, will grills become a target during the holiday season? Now, and this is during the New Year's, the Chinese New Year. The reason why I basically say this is because let me bring this up because I just looked over here really quick, and it's always a place where you look, especially if you're finding grails. If you need to find grails for some people, they'll go look. I just went on Toys Wonderland. Now, mind you, I'm not going to buy anything from here. I'm just saying. I heard a lot of people that were talking about again this Hot Toys Aliens Power Loader with Ellen Ripley. It's a grail piece. Okay. So when we look at this list, we see a lot of grails. We see a lot of pieces where people will look for it. And let me go to like Now Shipping because normally if I go to Now Shipping, I can actually see everything. But there are a lot of grail pieces on here. There are a lot of grail pieces on this list. And I know people during the time when there's a lull, I know this happened even during the pandemic. During the pandemic, when there was nothing released, people basically went out and started trying to find grail pieces. You feel me? So this is what we are right now. When there's no release, when there's no figures that are basically being released, people will go after these grails. I mean, it just happens. You know what I mean? So my question is to you guys, like I even see, that Tron Legacy bike out of stock, but there's a lot of other pieces on here that people will probably go after and look for, especially if there's a deal. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, that Dab Toys Bank Robber Joker. You know what I mean? There's different things that people are looking for that they might have a chance to get. Do you guys basically think that grails are going to be a major target during the holiday? I'm going to start with you first here on this one, Rich.
Depends what people's circumstances are. I think with everything, the amount of stuff that's come in and the amount of things that are going to be announced soon, I could only advise people. I'm not a financial advisor in any way, shape, or form, but I would say keep hold of your money because the storm's going to come more and more. And I think there are all these new films going to be coming out, and there's going to be loads of stuff connected to those 6 scale and everything. I think keep on as much as you can. I think there's going to be a lot of people in the next few weeks, regardless of Chinese New Year and everything.
Yeah,
people are going to start offloading a lot of their collection.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you need to have a look at your deals and have a look at having that money there ready to pounce. If there is a grail, if there is something that someone's trying to offload and it's really cheap, a DX08 or whatever, those are the things that you can get, not necessarily from T-Dubs, but anywhere. There are going to be people going to be offloading this stuff because financially things are changing at the moment, especially in the UK. And I know in the US, there's obviously some stuff going on as well. But like, I think just generally, I think it's just wise for people to plan their collection. I'm not trying to be patronizing in any way, shape, or form. And I hope it's the answer that you're looking for generally. But like, plan your collection, decide what you truly love. Because if you need to decide, because if you think, oh, I'll sell it eventually, you won't, because people are taking a massive loss on their collection a minute of if they're selling stuff. So if you're going to buy something, make sure you're bloody cheap, you're keeping it, because there's not a chance you're going to get your money back. That's the thing I'd say on that one. I don't know if it's your answer that you're wanting, but that's just my honest answer.
Yeah, but for Soto in the building, man. Shout out to you.
Hola, Mario. Hola.
Hello, bro. Cam, and I think here's the thing, Cam, because I know this is it. But here's the thing, Cam, like you don't this is a different conversation for you.
Right.
And the reason why I say that is because you don't buy, like you're very selective about the figures that they release.
Right.
But like you said, you don't have a wasp.
Right. I don't have a wasp, but we know where you can get a wasp. Well, both of us know where you can get it from, right?
You know where you can actually get it from. And for me,
I know it's been a lot of flack and fire they've been taking, but for me, it's like, I don't make everyone's experience my experience. You know what I'm saying? I literally just proceed on what I know and what I see. So for example, Spider-Man integrated suit with the deluxe base with taxes, you're looking at $368 DHL shipping, right?
Yeah.
Sideshow $482.
Yeah.
That's $120 difference right there. I mean, the deals are what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that, there's nothing we can do. I mean, you might get a good experience, might not. So it's all about the risk you want to take. You know what I'm saying? You just got to know what you're getting into at the end of the day.
And here's the thing, and real quick though, because you know that T-Dubs isn't the only place. Like
no.
There's the Canadian space that I can actually get figures from. You know, of course, I got underground figures. We got TNS. There's so many other pop. You know, of course. You got Kit 16 Kit.
Right.
You got 16 Outfitters. Like they basically have spaces as well, pieces as well, grails you can actually pick up. So a lot of things goes into that. But yeah, go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. It's not the only outlet you can get grails from. There's a lot of other places. I just haven't seen any cheaper prices for anything else. So I don't know. I mean, it's really how bad do you want it? For a lot of people out there. So, but you're gonna definitely see in a lot of the Facebook groups and the Facebook market, you're definitely gonna be seeing a lot of reselling of the figures because either people overdid it during the holiday season and trying to get back on track. I know I've done it before and I've had to let go of a few things just to get back to where I need to be. So, I mean, as collectors, I think starting out, a lot of people make that mistake. So try to pace yourself. Don't go crazy. And if you really want the piece, then just go for it. But just know you probably don't want to get anything else for a little while though.
Yeah, bro. And that's the thing. Like, it's like you want to kind of hold off as much as you can because again, that's the downside because you'll start, and the thing is, you're right. It's like for collectors, a lot of collectors, spring cleaning. You know what I mean? They'll go back and look at a lot of their collections. I mean, on pieces that they have in their collection to say, okay, I don't need this anymore. This isn't something that I want. I know this is coming, so I'm gonna need space. Or even if you don't get rid of figures, you'll probably box a few up and put them away to make space for new ones. You know what I mean? Knowing, oh, I got this, whatever. It happens. You know what I mean? Like we can't say it doesn't because it really, really, really does. You'll put some things away to make space for others. You know what I mean? And that's normally how it is. That's normally how it looks. And it's something to be prepared for. So, doing that and then trying to add new, or trying to add new things on to kind of fulfill, knowing that, again, at any given time, and who knows, we're having this conversation, right? Who knows what they could really do?
Right.
This week, we're seeing 2 figures, but they can dump that whole list and say, look, we need
tomorrow,
to get this
right?
out.
And be like, damn.
This week, I don't care what y'all say. Let's get this out. Let's get this out. Let's get this out. And they might actually do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, you never know what happens with these companies. Like we talk about it all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're just unpredictable. You know what I mean? So it's just how it is. It's a preparational period. And the thing is, like, Rich, we got these events, going on. Hey, what's going on? Everyday Collecting, my guy, John over there from Collecting Weekly. Thank you for being here, brother. SBBB in the building as well. My guy. But yeah, man. That's the thing. It's like, we're talking about special events. Like when I think about it, for instance, I have to take Toya to see Lion King. Right. Her birthday's next month. We have March that we're going to be preparing for our trip to, London.
Right.
Celebration. There's going to be a lot going on there. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a lot that I have to prepare for. So I know I have to kind of really scale back and say, nah, there's a lot of things that I cannot do. I got to kind of just wait it out and, be whatever, really be decisive, meticulous about everything that I'm doing, and really scale back. So again, during the holiday season, it's all about being really, 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 really intelligent and smart. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, you will get your ass handed to you. You will get your ass whooped, with a lot of stuff that basically, again, like we got to think about, for me, especially, I knew this motherfucker.
I knew. I was like, oh man.
I knew do it without fail.
It was too good to be true. Too good to be true.
Fucking love Carlos. It's brilliant.
There it goes.
It's brilliant.
I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it. I knew that the feet conversation. Come on, Carlos. It's really early. I already told you no feet pics on Sunday. Fuck. It always without fail it happens anyway. I'll put chocolate sauce on honey. Oh my god. I'm gonna start banning people that start talking about feet this morning, man. Come on, please. Anyway, but yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's a period of where you have to really, really, really be intelligent about these things. So again, shout out to everybody out there. I mean, hopefully I'm gonna bring in another person who's probably going to have an outlook on this, and we can have this conversation, because again, it's going to be his perspective is all, especially when it comes to really, being decisive about your collection, being decisive about what you basically collect, what you actually put out there, stuff like that. Again, we want, I think he's always told you guys, and we've always had the discussion about really, really playing and being careful, collecting what you love, but actually within a budget, only collecting things that you need. And that is going to be a conversation that you're going to need to have, especially during the Chinese effing New Year. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's important. It's something that you really, really need to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mr. Clean Collection himself, we got my man Shane in the building. What's going on?
Hey, buddy.
How are you?
So, how are you?
Again,
I'm good.
This is an important. So here's the thing. I want to go back here because I want your perspective on this first question, in which is, how will you manage, and how should people manage during Chinese New Year? Because this portion of it is highly important, because again, everybody gets that itch. New pieces drop, or there's no pieces. It's like it becomes a ghost town in the collecting community. But then it's like, you're like, all right, I got this extra money. This didn't drop. I got a little bit of extra money. We talk about Cam. He was talking about, like, when it comes to, tax season, a lot of people get their taxes.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, I got this bulk of money sitting here.
Do you guys have tax season in No, right? Okay. I think we're the only.
Well, it's,
or do you have something like
it's April. There's occasional bits where they've screwed up
Okay.
and they go, "Oh, here, by the way, is a
right.
But
Right.
not really. They get nailed down really.
Okay, because I was trying to figure out if other countries did it because I know my wife is from Brazil and I always talk about tax season. She's like, "The hell are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was like, let me ask the question before I go into all that." Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
no, it's fair.
So that my question is like, yeah, preparational period. What should people know about now? Getting prepared, being prepared, not spending money, because of the simple fact that it's there and you know that right now Chinese New Year's is next Sunday. So they're just banking on a long gestation period from February to like March. And I think it's going to be like mid-March, I believe, right? That they're going to start re-releasing things and stuff like that. Which, remember, a lot of things that you got those delay notifications. And a lot of those notifications were saying March to like June, stuff like that. So for all we know, they could just say, you know what? Here, take all of this. It's been sitting in the warehouse for a while. Take it all. Now what you going to do? So now you have all these pieces that actually you've been waiting for, you've probably been paying on, dumped on you all at once, but you spent money on other things in the collecting community that you really, really didn't need. What would be your advice, bro?
Sorry, was that from me?
Yeah. I was prepping you.
Sorry. Now, look, I don't give advice on my channel. I just kind of talk about what I do, and some people will take the advice. Some people will interpret that as advice, and some people won't. I can only comment on my own collection because it's my own paycheck and what's important to me. So, like, I mean, what I'm doing is during those periods. I'll give you a perfect example. That Aragorn looks amazing. Yeah, we know it's a prototype, but it's probably, I think we can all agree, it's probably one of the best prototypes I've ever seen. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard a lot of people saying they're not too into Lord of the Rings, but they're still going to get it from a collecting point of view. I'm not into that Lord of the Rings. I love the trilogy, but like I haven't read the books and I don't speak different dialects of Elvish and stuff like that, so I wouldn't consider myself like a die-hard Lord of the Rings fan, but I love the trilogy. I went back and I watched the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy over the weekend because I figured if that doesn't enable me, nothing will, and it didn't. I still loved the Lord of the Rings and everything, but I was like, I'm not going to get this figure. Why? And it ties in with this whole Chinese New Year thing where you're going to have a gap of maybe about a month, 6 weeks, who knows, when there's no drops. And people can get itchy and people can get restless, and then people might FOMO into things they might necessarily need. I would suggest maybe look at maybe what's coming out down the road that you haven't paid for yet. Maybe that Hot Toys thing that you were looking at earlier on with the kind of, all the things coming out. Or the InArt. I think what InArt did, they gave us a roadmap. They kind of said, okay, we're going to be doing a Joaquin Phoenix Joker, by the way. Maybe don't FOMO into the Lord of the Rings fan if you're... maybe don't FOMO into the Aragorn if you're not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan. So what I'm doing personally is during those downtime, maybe start chipping away $50 or €50 here, $100 here, and start build up a little bit of a purse. So when something actually does get dropped that you are mad for, that you absolutely love, for example, like the DX19 Batman that they're apparently going to do, because I'd imagine they're going to do a 2-pack and maybe with a Bruce Wayne. That's personally what I'm doing during the downtime. So when they're not like dropping or making announcements, stuff like that, I'm just kind of saving the money. Or if you really want to chase a grail, maybe that's the time, depending on what suits your collection. That's pretty much what I did with that RoboCop. Yeah. During last year, I started putting €50 away, €100 away. A few weeks' time, then a few €100, and you can afford to go, okay, I'm going to push the boat out because this is something I've been looking at for years. But again, that's just... try to avoid buying stuff you don't need. That's what I personally do.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to lie. Like, geez, I'm only human. That Aragorn, that Aragorn has to look like a little photo. How can you, if you're looking at that and you're going, it's not that great.
Insane. It's insane.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
so good.
Yeah, I here's the thing, because I sat down and I talked to Toya about the Aragorn, and she even, because she was in the chat a few times, she was like, yo, that looks gorgeous. Like, it's a gorgeous looking piece. Like, you cannot take away from it. Leo looks sexy with those colors. I can't wait until I stream.
Carlos, it's so funny, man. It's so
Carlo,
funny.
Man, yo, bro, thank you for I swear to God. Anyway, I saw we sat down, and the thing is, this is what we all do. Like, case in point, you just said it. You just now said it, Shane. You see something, and this happens even when we know that we have pieces on the way.
Mm.
If we know we have a piece on the way, I can guarantee you when everybody saw that DeLorean, right, and they saw that it was released and it was on its way, motherfuckers actually went back and started watching Back to the Future, seeing how they can pose things, what pose they can put it in, or how it's going to look aesthetically if it matches what they see on screen. This is what we all do. We do that. So going back, even when they first released it, I went back and I watched Lord of the Rings to see, like you said, if it was going to if it was going to allow me to like feel, if it was going to give me that nostalgic feeling that was necessary, that was probably I felt was necessary to actually dive in, and it didn't. It really didn't, because the thing is, I had to really think about the simple fact that I would have to go out here and buy everything else. I would have to basically, his chat is going crazy. I would have to basically go out here and buy everything else. I would have to buy Gandalf. I would have to basically prep, and again, they have Legolas that's going to be coming soon. And who knows? We, even though, they say that they have no intentions on diving into the Fellowship. The demand for that Aragorn right now is crazy because a lot of people are talking about it. Hell, if you put the damn picture on your thumbnail, you're guaranteed to get views because people want to talk about that figure. You know what I mean? Even when I don't want to talk about art, it's going to actually come up. You know what I mean? But I think it's one of those situations where I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to basically say, nah, let me actually just pass and not really dive in. Okay, we got Mafia who wants to come in.
Yeah, come on, man.
Why didn't they make a Gimli? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
They will, man.
I'm like, damn, come on, man. Like,
honestly, I truly believe this. And Shane, you and I have had a similar kind of conversation when we said about the in-art joke, and you're like, I think you're going to regret it if you don't get the rooted. I think you guys are going to regret it if you don't get this stuff, because I think it's going to be. It looks tremendous, and I don't think it's gonna. I don't think this is the first of something that's going to be. I mean, there might be Two Towers and Return of the King and stuff like that, but I think these are something really, really special. And I'm blown away by it. I know we look at other stuff where we're like, "Thank you, Kiki Sphincter. I love this guy; he's amazing." But I think there's something special. And I think there's something to really get behind. And I think as a 6 scale appreciator, I think we need to go, wait a minute here. Is this something that we're going to love down the road and regret it? Then maybe there's a big chance. But we live and die by decisions, of course. But I think it has to come home. I'm not the biggest. I don't speak Elvish. I don't do anything like that. But I tell you what, I appreciate the films. I love the films, and I love the artistry of this. And
so, are you getting it?
100%. I put my deposit down this week. Yeah, like literally, I got the code from Will, the $10 off. I got the sculpted Aragorn. Nice. And I've got sculpted. I'm getting sculpted everything. I'm not getting Gandalf, because of the climate of this room that I'm in. It would just look weird. So it would just his hair would go all over the shop, and I don't think Ian
in some of the photos, it's very hard to distinguish, to
tell the difference.
Because the Joker was definitely
obvious,
easier because of the green, and like at the initial photos, there was almost serpent like it was. You could distinguish, and I think the prototype. There's less of a gap between I think the main release, there's less of a gap between the sculpted and the rooted Joker. But even this Aragorn, it's just, you literally have to double take, which is a sign to this. I suppose without the green hair dye, the darker colors, maybe it's a bit easier. But I just I said it on 1/6 Fix on Friday. Like this figure is amazing. And I know if I get it, I'll still enjoy it. Like, but I just know that in 2 to 3 months' time, when I do believe InArt are probably going to do a J&D on it. They're going to have the DX19 suit, and they're going to have the Christian Bale Batman $1,000 2-pack. I'd imagine that's what they're going to do, something like that. It would make sense. That's what they're doing with Batman.
I'm waiting on.
And that's what the $500 I could spend on this. That's what I want to put in, because it's just a no-brainer for me. You know what I mean? I cannot get everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. That's definitely what I'm waiting on. You hit the nail right on the top.
I'm closer to FOMOing in on the DeLorean than I am to FOMOing in on the Aragorn. Because it's a
okay.
piece of cinema history. Like I took
Yes.
measurements
Yeah.
yesterday, but I was like, Shane, like, what's more important to you, the '89 Batmobile or the Tumbler? Yeah, they're definitely more that resonate with me. But as a piece, the DeLorean does look, I think,
spectacular.
It's something.
It's something else, man. Honestly, I said the same thing on Friday when we spoke. I've sacrificed 3 hot toys to get the DeLorean because I was like, I have to have that because that's from my childhood. That's where I went to Universal Studios and sat in it and all this kind of stuff like that. That is the thing for me, is something that's just I'm always gonna want to have. And I never have thought I'd be able to get anything like that. So that's how I've viewed it for myself and justified it to myself for the DeLorean. Yeah. There's other stuff, like you guys are very rightly said. It's like, there's some stuff that's going to come out like a random clone. No, but I'll save that money and I'll put it towards the Batman All In, or like you said, an in-art Bale. If they do an in-art Bale and they nail it, my God, it's going to go off.
If they do it,
it's going to be ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. Like that in-art Bale is going to be that. I mean, here's because there's 2 specific pieces that I want from them. Mm-hmm. That I've, again, I have to be selective. And this is even me being, I talked about this the other day, even me being a Harry Potter fan, because I love Harry Potter, bro. And I want to see how those figures come out, because that's going to really, but for now, and again, like with the Wonder Woman, I have no idea if they're going to do it or not, because the thing is, they're saying that they're working on it because it's going to be a different a different body type, and it's seamless. So they're working on those things. So it's a matter of waiting to see what they actually come up with. But Wonder Woman, I'm definitely interested in. I'm interested in that black suit Superman, because we know that they're going to be working on that. Mm-hmm. They're going to also be working on, again, the Christian Bale and, the Batman. We know they're going to, it's a no-brainer for them to give us a 2-pack with that piece. You might as well just say that right now. It's a no-brainer. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when I think about that, and I think about the Lord of the Rings, it's like, what gives me more, what is more important to me? I'm a comic book fan. The nostalgia is there for Dark Knight. It's just the most obvious choice when it comes to that. So I have to really be careful about what I do. But here's the thing. I want to bring somebody else in here because I want to talk about something else, because even though there's going to be a law when it comes to, Hot Toys figures and everything else, we also even have to think about X06, because that Wrath of Khan, I want that shit, and everybody knows that I want that fucker so bad. I want those figures so bad. So everybody, welcome back after so long.
Yo,
it's been like a year.
It's
been like a fucking year since you've been on the show.
Has it been a year? I don't know.
A busy guy. You're a busy
guy.
It's
been about a year since you've been on the show, brother. Like I ain't had you here for you. Why is that, though, Mafia?
I don't know. I have been busy, and I'm sitting here. I was eating breakfast. I got my coffee, and I was watching. I was like, I'm not doing anything. What's up, man? Like,
good to see you, man.
Good to see you guys, man. It's
good to actually have you here. So this discussion that we're basically having right now, I wanted to kind of talk about this, bro, because again, during the Chinese New Year, and I think we kind of touched on this slightly a little bit last night. I think we did. I'm not really sure. We might have, but during the Chinese New Year, bro, because we know that we're getting ready to hit that slow mark, that period when there's nothing. There's nothing that's going to actually hit. So how if you thought about it, how are we going to deal with this period, bro? Like how and we know what happens. We got Jay. Good Morning Grails, bro. Obviously, he's going. You know what I mean? Like he's talking on Grails is going to be a thing for him. So what you think, bro?
Well, it's interesting, dude, because I think this year how do I explain this? I think they're setting things up, and Mario and I talked about this before too, is that like I think they've already queued stuff up since they've been doing these simultaneous releases. So I think they're just going to time their Facebook posts, Hot Toys, right, for announcements and or releases during the holiday. Like I think they've already queued them up, and whatever they shipped already to Sideshow, they've shipped. They're just not ready to announce yet, right? So it'll almost look like business as usual, right? Like this facade, like, hey, we're here, but we're not, right? Because they can time everything now. I think they're going to do that so people are still going to be into it, versus like the last few years we've been like, what do we do? So like, but if that happens, then that's what happens, idle hands, we start looking around and like you mentioned, what's some stuff I missed out on? Is there some deals, or you've got that itch? You're like, oh man, I need that plastic, and you start wandering, right? I mean, I think Hot Toys is trying to get that remedied, right? They're gonna try to. We'll see what happens now, but I think so because they're already closed. Like people are already on vacation over there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we just got Avatar announcements. I don't think anybody was there. I think that was a scheduled Facebook post, right? They say, let's put it out on the 13th at 9 p.m. Pacific, and then it's scheduled,
Makes sense.
right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Do you think that might have been the same thing for the DeLorean?
I think so. I really do. Like, I think what they probably did is they shipped, the Mark V, the DeLorean, a couple other figures by boat, right? Because it's all scheduling, like I was saying earlier, right? So if it's already done, they get it all shipped to Sideshow during this process, right? They can do their announcements, this and that. Because, dude, think about it, dude. The DeLorean is probably going to ship from Sideshow by the end of the month, which means they've already have it because they couldn't possibly get it now if they're closed on holiday, right? So I think they're trying to keep it all just smooth so that, because you know how it is, Lel. Like every year we were like, what's my top 5 Hot Toys? We start coming up with stuff because we're like,
clutching the straws. Yeah.
So, but if that is still the case, if that still is the case, how it's always been, then yeah, dude, it's hard because you're looking for stuff. You're looking for past grails.
Yeah.
Maybe you're looking at other companies, it's just, it gets, God, man, those were brutal months. Last year, the year before, we were like, it was like early January to like early March.
And it was a double whammy because during the Chinese New Year is around the time that the pandemic really hit hard and heavy as well. So you were dealing with that. You were dealing with the Chinese New Year and everything that happened. Like there was a huge lull. You know what I mean? I remember going out like during when the pandemic started and it was nothing to really grab. There was no pieces that I can connect to. I remember going over to, I was like, all right, I need a Nick Fury. I need a Maria Hill. And I remember actually going out and getting them both on a deal from a different company. You know what I mean? Once you get that itch, okay, what else do I need? Oh, I need, like literally, I need.
When you get the Maria Hill itch, I think that's
bro.
I'm like, I gotta get her now.
I'm like, what the hell else do I need, bro? And then I was like, well, damn, I have the Justice League. I need to have I had Wonder Woman, I had Batman. I was like, damn, now I need Aquaman, now I need Flash. And at that time they were still available on Sideshow. I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna get those. I was like, all right, what else do I need? Oh damn, Harley, I need a Grail Harley. I love that. I was looking at it. Fuck, I'm spending that money, so I got that. Oh damn, here's Hella. Everybody was putting up Hella. So I was like asking around. And then I had
mention her. One of my regrets for selling.
I know, bro. And then I had Mr. Enabler himself, Brendan fucking Rowley, in my ear. Was like, yo, you should get this, bro. And then we were both going tag teaming back and forth, grabbing shit, like literally going through like a rummage sale, going through trying to find everything that we could. And we actually found it. It was just the way it was. Like, that's just the way shit happened because it was such a lull. You were going around because you had that itch.
Do you know what it is,
bro?
Do you know what it's like? I remember seeing someone before, I think it's like a meme or something, like someone stuck a post-it on their fridge and it said, you're not hungry, you're bored. Because if they were home and they kept going to the fridge, that's something to do. It's like, you're not hungry. No, you're just bored.
Same thing. On there, like,
so with
get
this
some
like
water.
time coming up, it's like, you don't want this figure. You're just bored. It's like, sometimes if you make a list, I'd say make a list going, okay, what grails do I really, really want that I'm willing to work backwards on during this kind of scarce time? Go in with a strategy, like, otherwise you're picking and choosing everything, like, and you're screwing yourself.
Well, it's hard too because if I don't know if you guys remember, I know Lale certainly does. I don't know how long you guys have been following the whole Hot Toys train, but like some of those past few years when that happened, like there'd be that lull, and then here's what happens: you buy. Like Lale's mentioning, we go buy stuff, we backtrack certain things. When the new year's always over, when early March starts, that was one of the big artillery bombardments there. We could just get hit. Like as soon as business is open again, they're like, oh, here's everything that's been backed up in the pipeline. and it was like boom, 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 and they dropped like 8 releases, not announcements, right? Like everything came out. So I think that was a big problem too, because then you're like, fuck, I just spent all this money on some backtrack stuff, and then everything's out again. So I think they're trying to, you know what I mean? Just keep it going, like steady baseline.
They did a very similar thing just before Christmas, didn't they? Where they just announced like 14 within like a week.
Yeah.
It was something really stupid. So I think, it was obviously they had so much backlogged anyway, and they still have. So I think it should give people stock to kind of just go, okay, have I got everything in order? Because it's just going to keep ramping up. And the more and more shows that's going to be dropping as well, it's just going to get silly.
This is okay. So, which makes sense because, and this is why I was saying, Anthony, like March comes around, and we know we've gotten a lot of delayed notifications on figures that were supposed to be released earlier on. You know, we got to keep in mind that we still got notifications that Ahsoka's going to be delayed. Wanda's delayed. They also said that again. Cyborg is delayed. All these figures that are basically being delayed. Who knows what the hell they have queued up? Wonder Woman. Sideshow put out a notification that Wonder Woman was delayed. And you could be right. They might have all of this stuff that is actually queued up to just dump on you. You thinking that again because they have the Wonder Woman on this list. They have Shang-Chi and Wen-Wu on this list. They have the Silver Centurion on this list. We know that next week next Sunday is the Chinese New Year. They're going to dump some shit this week. I think they are. They're going to dump some shit to kind of get it out there because they know it's there. But then during the holiday season, you're right. They could have some shit that's queued up and ready to go. So how do we basically, like, when we think about that, how the fuck? Like, and this is what I'm saying, like, going back to what you said, going back what Shane said, y'all got to be like, literally, it is a smart period. And again, you got to curate your collection, like stuff that you have in your collection. People are going to be boxing things up. People have already started selling shit off, getting ready. Everybody's already selling shit. They've been selling shit, even before the holiday season because they knew what was going to actually happen. Even me, I'm considering, and I don't sell shit, but I have one piece in here that I'm just really going back and forth with because I'm like, I don't necessarily need in my collection because
Jyn Erso, you'll get a good price in that Jyn Erso, man.
And £100, £100.
You're right, man. You'll get a good price in that. You're right. Yeah, make some space. Make some space. Sell it off.
Yep. Bring it over in April. I'll have it. Yeah.
I got no. I can't disagree with them. I sold both of my gins, so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, she's overrated anyway. So.
Yeah, she is.
Jesus.
I don't know if he's frozen or he's actually going on a dirty look. I can't really tell.
No, that's you better go clean up.
He's breathing. He's breathing. So no.
I can see him breathing now. He's all right. No, it's good.
I swear to God, man. Like, I swear to God, without fail, like, y'all just better leave my Jyn Erso alone. I told y'all, if the ship goes down, that's the first figure that gets saved ever. I am not giving that thing up. Never. I will not sell that off. Like, that's not a conversation that could be had. Like, if people constantly tease me about it, always in my, yo, you giving that Jyn Erso up? I know somebody who wants it. No, I'm not giving it up, bro. It's just not going to happen. Don't even think about that. Brilliant. But what I'm talking about is because I'm never going to buy another quarter scale. I'm just letting you know that right now. I'm not getting it because I'm not going down that road. Like, I've had one, I've got a chance to see what it looks like, and I'm like, okay, it's cool, but it just makes no sense to me to have it because it's
Jyn Erso. What if it was Jyn Erso?
I don't think I would get it in quarter scale though, bro. I probably would.
It's tough. You probably get her, and then over a while, you may get rid of her. And I only say that because I know what you mean. Like I had the quarter scale Vader forever, and I sold him. Yeah, beautiful piece. Yeah, but it because I have the quarter scale Mando, bro, and I don't need it. Like, I really don't, because it's just taking up space in my collection on top of a DTOF that I can be utilizing for something else. And I don't visit that. Here's the thing. There are figures. There's only one piece that I never visit, and that's the piece. Like, literally, I can repose everything else in my collection. I never visit that piece. It stays where it is because it's on a base that's completely like
to me, it's the base for that figure is useless because you can only do but so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Very
So
specific.
it's very specific for that particular figure. So if I already have, the Mando 6 scale version, and I still want that Chrome Mando because that head sculpt looks incredible, there's no reason for me to actually have this quarter scale in my collection. So I'm really thinking about to be the first and only piece that I'll sell off right now. You know what I mean? That I'll really put out there for somebody who actually wants it.
It doesn't fit. It's that
Yeah,
simple.
nah,
Like. And
it
like
doesn't.
people love that quarter scale, and it could be like the best figure in the world. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit.
It definitely doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in my collection at all. And that's why I'm like, I gotta move some things around.
I've literally got it this week. I end up rebuying it.
Damn, bro, you should have asked me. I would have sold it to you.
You.
How much did you get it for?
Like 300.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I got it really cheap. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. See, I definitely think I'm gonna, I'm definitely gonna sell it off because I have no need for it. It's just taking up space, where something else could go. You know what I mean? Where something else I think that's more, lucrative for me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, but if I'm doing that, just imagine like how many other people are gonna do it. You know what I mean? He said, Blurry Dad said, do a giveaway.
Yeah, that's a good shout actually, Blood Dad. Actually, that's also a good point with people selling off. Are people gonna? I said this on Friday on Marco's. Are people gonna start offloading the Hot Toys version of something that's gonna be released by InArt? Because for me,
man, people have already done that, bro.
Doing that anyway.
Yeah, the DX11 are out there if you want.
Yeah, but I've got this Justice League Deluxe. They're gonna release that from InArt. Do I sell it now at a good price of what it's going to be? Because the moment they announce it, straight down, that market value is going to go right down. So it's kind of like
what I'm saying when it comes to the DX19, they're going to start doing that because as soon as they announce that they're doing the DX19, people are going to sell that off quick.
Yeah.
As soon as when they actually when you see that Dark Knight, when you start seeing that, it's that line. Once that line kicks in, and I'm hoping with everything in me that he says that we're going to do an actual Batman Begins. I'm hoping, and they do the actual accurate version.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will, but I'm hoping that they do because again, it was a disappointment. As much as I have the figure, much it will be utilized, it's still a disappointment. But that's what you're right. People are already offloading, getting rid of the pieces that they have because of that. And here's the thing: it's like. But I think it's still space for people to kind of dwell in between. You have people who love Hot Toys because Hot Toys still gives us good things. They give us good.
You can love both, but what you're thinking is that in theory that if you've got something that you can get the money for now, the value of what you initially paid for it, and then put it towards something that's going to be a lot better. Because the moment, like I said, it's a speculative market anyway. The moment that you decide to sell it and they've announced it, good luck because people are going to go and save it for the instead.
It's half and half though, too, right?
Yeah.
Like Lael's saying, like some people are going to look at it and be like, well, I already have this Hot Toy. It's good enough for me.
Why do they need it? Yeah.
And they may not want to spend, so not everybody's going to, it's not like 100%, right?
No, of course no.
But I get your point too, though. There are going to be people like you may get it.
Yeah.
And that's
Hot Toy collectors are still there, right? They're going to be
like,
for sure.
And people don't want to spend $500. Let's be honest. Like a lot of people are not going to go. Okay, the DX19 is worth whatever 200 and I want to say 265. It was a DX under 300, and then they're like, yeah, that's good value. But they might be like, I love this, but I'm not willing to step up to 500, or maybe it's behind a paywall and it's 1,000 because they're doing a 2-pack.
Yeah.
Come on, if you're a betting man, are they going to do just the DX19 style on its own, or are they going to do a Bruce Wayne and a Batman? Yeah. So people might be happy enough with what they have.
That's true.
I can see it's not.
It depends on your level of fandom, I think.
Yeah, it does. It depends on the character, and if you want to push the boat out, because let's face it, there's very few characters that I'm going to spend 1,000 on a 2-pack for. I've done it for the Joker because of the heartstrings, the nostalgia was, you know what I mean. It's not. So they did the right thing at the start, like.
So if they did the Dark Knight with Bruce Wayne, would you get it?
100%.
Are you going to get it?
It's a no-brainer, and it'll be my first civilian character. I don't collect guys in suits. I don't want an accountant sitting up below. You know what? I just don't collect guys in suits.
That's
But
what,
I will.
that's what I've got above my head. I've got the armor
the
in
suit
there.
one right there, yeah.
Yeah.
But see,
Yeah,
that's the
it's-
thing. Like, the only reason why I got the Batman All In set, you know, number one, I went back and watched the film again. I revisited. It's on HBO Max almost every day. So when I watch it, I'm like, okay, I love the film. I love the aesthetics. I love the year two. And again, I already told everybody this story. There was a statue that, you know, I was going to get. I don't want to throw nobody on the bus. I'm not going to mention. It was a statue I was going to get. They put out the actual production piece, and I didn't like it. So I contacted Todd. And, you know, because Mafia, you put me on to that. Because originally we were talking about the Ecto 1, and you said, I'll just contact Todd and have him switch, you know.
And he'll work with you.
And
Yeah.
he worked with me. So I contacted Todd, and I had him actually switch what I paid for, you know, for that, you know, over to, you know, the All In set. And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And, you know, because you can only do that on products that are new. You know, if it's something new that's dropping, you can only do it that way. There's something that's going to be. So he let me do that. And I was like, fine. So I made out with that. I didn't have to spend anything extra, and it made the most sense. But again, it's just me thinking, like, with InArt, if they did release the, you know, that version of it with a Bruce Wayne, I'm like, it's definitely going to be tempting, because I know they're going to nail that head sculpt. They're going to nail the tailoring on it. And it's just going to be something to look at. But to Mafia, to your point, I did the same thing with Joker. Not with Joker, with the Goblin, with the Green Goblin. When Hot Toys released that first version, I was like, yeah, I don't need it, because I already have it.
Right.
You know, I already have the version from Toys era, and it does everything that I need.
And you're fine with that. You're
And
just,
I'm
I
fine
don't,
with it.
why do I spend 400?
Exactly.
I have something that I'm good with.
I have the Doc Ock as well from Toys era. It fits everything that I basically need. I don't need anything else. I'm fine with those pieces. The only thing that I would probably get is the hobo version. You know what I mean? So that's it. But other than that,
but then again, you're not like a super fan of Doc Ock. You know, you're not like, I've been reading Doc Ock my whole life. Or I love, you know, so I get the quality, right? And there's that level. I mean, because I can imagine, for me, if they did 89 Batman and they did a 2-pack with Michael Keaton, and he was like actually like rooted hair, the curly hair, you know, and it looked like, then I would be like, fuck, I need to get that. And not be like, oh, my Hot Toys 89 is fine. Right. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna get it anyway, because I'm just that into it.
Because you're that into it. It's fandom.
Right. So I'll spend it. But somebody else might be like, I'm okay. I'm good with my 89 Batman, because they don't have that. You know, everybody has different levels of fandom. So
That's a good point, because even like that kind of comes back to what I was saying about the Aragorn. It is amazing, and like I've been ogling. I spent half an hour in a stream earlier on gushing over that DeLorean, but like I'd be lying to say if I was the biggest Back to the Future fan. So I know if I drop money on either of those,
there, Shane.
Sorry,
right there's where it's going. I already made room.
Oh man, I can't wait.
That's the thing. Like, but you're
that's
like
the level, right? That's the level.
A bigger. You are a much bigger Back to the Future fan than I am. Whereas if I'm like, I know I would love looking at it here, but if I do take that plunge, then I'm looking at that InArt list, and there's two things I got my eye on. We've already spoke about one of them, and the other one's that Joaquin Phoenix. They reckon is going to be 1,000, and that mightn't be a 2-pack. That might be just a 1. So then I'd be screwing myself over. Do you know what I mean? For something that like I like, but I don't love
as much, right? There's certain
there's levels. That
levels
tier,
of connection.
it's like that what Will and Carlos say about the tier-based system, isn't it? It's kind of like what you truly love. And what's the 2 and 3?
I forgot about that Joaquin. I didn't. But see, the thing is, even when it came out, from a third party company, a statue version, I didn't have a attachment to it. Like, I like the film, but I don't have attachment to it as in figure form for me. But I know that there was going to be a lot of people wanting that figure, because again, like, Hot Toys missed the boat on that, which I don't understand why they didn't.
No, I don't either.
That really didn't make any sense to me.
I think that is actually a licensing thing. Sorry, go on, Mafia.
Oh, sorry. No. Well, from what I've heard, it's more of the subject matter of the film. Because they still are branded and advertised as a toy company. You see what I'm saying? So like, you can be like, oh, Terminator and Aliens, but this is like, dude's truly like fucking a madman, and like just the tone of the movie and stuff. Kind of like. So I heard they were that's why there wasn't a lot of
Makes sense.
merchandise for them.
I heard John. Sorry, go on.
No, I was saying John even said that similar to when I had him on my show last year, was that just kind of the nature of it, and that's why it's going to be a very low, if they do, or I guess they are doing it, but at least that's what he told me. It'd be fairly low of a run because of that, right? And that's why they're make it like a premium, because of the whole situation with it. So it could very well be that, because now I'm hearing like corroborating stuff from other companies. So I'm like, okay, makes sense. But I agree with Lael. It was a cool movie. I liked it.
Oh yeah,
but I don't need it. Like I don't need the 2022 Batman. It's cool. I like it, but that level of nostalgia, you know what I mean? Like if I did, I may just cop a Hot Toys one for a cheaper price and be like, all right, if I wanted. But it all depends on what we really, really want, right? We don't have to jump on everything.
It's over.
No, I'll get the 2-pack. I'll get that Bruce Wayne.
If it's
Batman,
the 89, it's
like,
over. If they release the 89, it is over.
I'm gonna get that Prime 1 that they announced with the Bruce Wayne and 89 Batman as well.
I love it, but I'm like,
so good. Looks so good.
See,
third
but
scale, man. I've been down that road. It smells like I gotta get
dangerous.
out.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It definitely is a dangerous road to basically travel, because again, like, this, I bring it back to this, managing your collection, or how you manage, because again, we always talk about this on every show. New collectors, they're coming into this thing brand new. They don't know the ins and out, or what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. Should I get this? Or because I'm pretty sure all of us will get those inboxes where people say, hey, Mafia, I'm looking at this particular figure. What you think about this? Or Shane, I'm looking at this particular figure. What you think about this? Should I get it? Cam, Rich, like they do that.
That happens quite often.
All the time. Like it does happen. Like, what do you think I should do? And then it's up to us to give us our honest opinion. And the thing is, I try to be as open and honest as I am, even while I'm streaming, because I don't want to give off that I'm just being fake about it. So I'll be like, nah, listen, just be smart about it. If you don't need it in your collection, you don't necessarily need it, because again, they'll fall for it. It's like, new meat, fresh meat. You know what I mean? People come in, they're so hype about collecting. They're watching our channels. They're talking about figures. Oh, this is deep. This is definitely a day one, this, that, and they'll be like, oh, I'm getting it. Just strictly off a conversation. This is going to happen a lot. What the hell? Oh, my boy. It's all in my ear. But anyway, it happens a lot basically during this season. Well,
it happens all the time with I mean, I see it all. I don't know how many people in chat or even on panel, like when you guys first started, I know what happens is I've seen it all the time. Someone's like, they're introduced to 6 scale, let's just say Hot Toys, and they buy one, and then their first year they end up getting like 20 or 30. It's this surge. You're like, oh shit, these are great. And then you're like, it's almost like a video game, man. And you're like, you start like a new class, and you start your game, and you're like, you know what, damn, I should re-roll. In a way, you're like, I need to because you didn't know, and you buy all this stuff, and you're like, oh, this is cool. Then you start getting a little more educated into the hobby and everything, and you're like, damn. And then you get kind of stuck lately, trying to sell them and not really getting as much back or things of that nature. So it is, dude. I say the same thing. People ask me all the time. I'll give my opinion if I own the figure.
Yeah.
Like as a figure. Oh, the suit's kind of tight or whatever, or this one's single jointed. So and if I don't or whatever, I just like, well, what does it mean to you? Yeah. If you know, and you're in the community, you're into hobby, then Hot Toys levels or 6 scale, then you can make your determine what does it mean to you. If you really want it, no opinion's gonna sway your mind, right? Like,
exactly.
Like I said, Keaton day one. Like, I don't care what anybody tells me, I'm getting that.
Keaton day one. So my question here, I wanted to throw this question at you too as well, Mafia, because without fail, every single damn day, without fail, I send you a message, and I'm always saying, "Rat the con, motherfucker." And that's what I do. I just put a vocal voicemail in there so you'll know. Rat the con, motherfucker. Just give you a reminder. When is X06? Do you know around the time that they're planning on dumping even that line around?
I'm gonna say this year.
This year.
Safe to say this year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Safe to say this year.
I can't speak too much on it of
No
obvious
time
reasons,
soon,
but
though, right?
sometime this year.
I mean,
So-
I'm just saying because I am trying to safeguard my wallet. That's all I'm saying. Like, all right, just you know what? Don't without saying anything. Am I going to be in between this area right here where I'll be okay for now? Is it an up or is it down for me? Like
in this collecting, come on, man. How long you? This is where we're always at in collecting. We're always here. We're like, oh shit, this came out, but I gotta get this, but this. It's all about, dude. Just we all need to try to save little S and eggs here and there for things like that.
Definitely.
That's all I'm saying, right? Like
even that Voyager stuff that you got there on the rotating table look fantastic. It looks amazing, honestly. It's like, is that the DS9 or is that the Voyager? I'm pretty sure.
Voyager. Yeah, Voyager.
Yeah, I thought it was Voyager first thing. But yeah, so good. Some of the stuff you got there. What they're doing is amazing. It's so limited, though. That's the problem.
only, what? It's like, so Cam, you've been exercising this level of restraint for a minute, bro.
Yeah, it's
like,
hard. It's hard.
But it's not that hard for you, bro.
It's not that hard now. I mean, but like when I first started,
you and Shane have been kind of like, y'all have this way of just, y'all have this space that y'all kind of dwell in where it's like, I'm cool, I'm good. You know what I mean? So I'm cool, I'm good. I know exactly what I want. I'm targeted because you have more of a sharpened vision of what you want to get and what you want to have in your collection. You don't do Star Wars, so right there you're winning because Marvel is where you're at. Whereas for people like me, I'm fucked, and I'm just basically just saying I am, and I've been saying this for the longest time because I love all the IPs. I love Star Wars, I love DC, I love Marvel, so it's harder for me. But I'm more so I can be selective about Marvel, DC, but Star Wars is just like, it's just not. It's not. It's just not going to happen. But you've exercised this level of restraint so far, and I think your level of restraint right now, Cam, is because again you got the new baby coming, so that's going to kind of help you out to say, I'm cool,
definitely. Thank you, man.
I'm gravy.
It's definitely.
I still got the 21st though, $10.
Oh yeah, he's got a pool going. He said. Anybody?
Hey, but man, it's an expensive hobby, bro. We gotta get creative.
It is.
It is. So has your wife had this conversation with you about yeah, baby, I think we need to scale back right now. You might want to put that on hold.
So I look back at it and it's been about 6 months since I've actually purchased a figure.
Damn.
So I've been I know it's been bad. So right now I'm like, all right, I've been okay, just trying to save for the kid and stuff, and make sure we're good in that aspect. So for me, I mean, it hasn't been too bad. It is still difficult when you see Star Wars figures and DC figures because I'm a fan of movies altogether. You know what I'm saying? I love movies and I love action movies. So when I see the figures and I'm like, oh man, that really was a good show or that was a really good movie, I still am tempted to be like, yo, maybe I want to jump out there and get it. But then I look back at my collection and I'm like, but where the hell would it fit? You know what I'm saying? Like it really doesn't fit what I want at the end of the day. So, but I still get tempted. Don't get me wrong. Especially like you see the Vader drop. Everybody's like, oh man, you gotta get the Vader. It doesn't help that you're in these streams with the community and they make it look really good on the big screen with these pictures. So yeah, just level straight, man. That's all you can do at the end of the day.
Well, you have to have a level of control and restraint, dude.
For sure.
Everybody who collects, it's half of it is the joy and the love you have from these characters or IPs, whether it's, just an escape for you or it's nostalgia or whatever. But make no mistake, this is still an addictive hobby.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just like you going out to the bar or whatever your fancy is, right? You got to know your limits because everything is there and you're like, oh, the world's my oyster, especially here. And everything looks great. So you got to know, like, I can look at Lael's Justice League, which I'll never buy, right? I like them, but I don't. That's like another $2,000 plus of figures,
right?
And space, and I can't, and I can't deny that the quality's there. because I think Hot Toys to this day, I mean, they're amazing. So everything's amazing that you look at, but then you have to go, do I need it though? What do I really, because I'm all about curation. Like, what, have a plan of where you're going. You could drop something tonight. They'll drop something.
Yeah.
Shane mentioned DeLorean, right? Not a big fan. You can appreciate what it is. Don't worry about it. You're going to see it here in like a few weeks. You can admire it from afar and be like, you know what I mean? That's cool. Yeah. I didn't have to drop 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So we always have to. You have to, because you can get excited, man, and just blow everywhere.
Definitely. You know what really? So let me give you an example. Last night, I'm sitting down, me and Toya sitting back. We were trying to, prioritize. We're like, okay, we have to get these plane tickets. We got to knock them out right now. Like, it has to happen. We have to get this done. So we started looking online. We saw some deals and we found one. We were like, okay, cool. Let's get these tickets. I don't know if this happens to just me, if this happened to you guys. But and this is how I'm like, I know this is an addiction, because I put everything there, put our names in, and then right when it gets to the payment option, we got to put your credit card details in, and you're like, okay, cool. Let me just buy these tickets.
And you know them off by heart.
Bro, my hands get sweaty, and I'm thinking, the first thing I think about, and it's fucked up and it's sad because we have to prioritize and we have to think about family, vacations, and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, but what if this releases around this time?
Oh my God, you got a problem.
If this comes out around this time.
Yeah. Or worse, you're like, damn, this is a DeLorean right here.
Yeah, like, what I mean?
Like, comparing it to other prices, right?
This is everything else coming. And I'm looking, and it's funny because I'm looking at her, my hands are shaking, and I'm about to press the button. And I look at her, she's like ready for me to do it. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Bro, it's like the same thing with it is the addiction.
It's definitely an addiction, but at the same time, it's like really thinking about what matters. And I'm like, well, what matters is this vacation that we want to basically take. And on top of that, it's something that we really love. I don't know, Shane, I know you prepped and you were ready to go on that vacation, snowboarding and stuff like that. But did you, before you took that trip, did you think about this thing, or you just didn't give a fuck? You was like, no, that's already planned. I'm doing this. Boom, already ready.
Oh, no. Like, if it's really simple, if I had the choice, you can't collect it, you can't snowboard, then I wouldn't be here on the stream, man. I would 100% snowboarding every day.
Yeah.
That's like, it's a no-brainer. As much as I love this, I have other hobbies, but snowboarding for me is like the only real currency that matters in life is time. And every time I'm doing it, I feel this is time well spent. These are memories well made. Yeah. And as much as I enjoy collecting and streaming and stuff, I would have to, the snowboarding gets priority. Like, I'm going again in February. So I think it was costing me 2 DeLoreans and an in-art Aragon. So
Jesus. You save your money. Bloody hell.
Right, but that's worth it though. Like
it's worth it thing. At the end. When you think about it, it's more, and that's what I'm saying. Like, getting a chance to go to London, going to Star Wars Celebration, experiencing Star Wars in London, and I know it's going to be a beautiful experience at the XL. I'm like, that takes up priority. Knowing that her birthday is next month, I know what she wants to do, making sure that I see her smile, make sure that I basically make sure that she has a good time. That's more priority for me. So I'm just like, it's a no-brainer. But I'm not going to lie and say that when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I'm always checking, because we do the same shit every fucking day. Like, we get up, you go to you get up in the morning, you open your eyes, brush your teeth, wash your face, but you go through your phone and you go to Hot Toys page and you hit refresh to see if they dropped anything or if there's any news. I'm not, without fail, and I know we all do it. We have to admit that we do that shit because we want to basically see. We're content creators. Number one, we're looking for content, things to talk about, but also we're looking at the new, like what's going to drop. Is it something I'm going to be interested in? It's always that way, and you can't really help it. So just imagine what people are going to go through. You know what I mean? Right now, during this holiday season, like, again, like, you get that itch. This thing is like an itch. It's like crack cocaine for collectors. We need to kind of really. It is, bro.
It is. And it's okay. Like, just hear me out on this one. if you're
You
gonna
know this
do
is going to be good when
drugs,
someone says,
right?
"Just hear me out."
I'm just saying, there's one thing going off and using, and you can apply this to hot toys or anything, 6 scale or anything. Okay. But there's another thing to abuse it, right? And that's the difference. I think any rule in life, that moderation is key.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to get a little higher, whatever, fine. Here's your Batman. You don't need the whole Justice League, bro. You know, like you have to. Sometimes you need to step back and moderate yourself, because you will. Or there's people, like when Lale was mentioning getting vacation. Some people would forego paying their bills or something for other habits or vices. So it's like you have to just be like, yo, I need to step back. Look at what I'm doing.
I think you both make a really good point, and obviously what you said as well, Shane. I mean, a lot of us are family men. My priorities is my daughter and my wife more than my bills, those things.
Top priority,
this is just a little outlet for me. That's it. It is a hobby. I love it, but if it's a choice between anything else, but these would go, no problem. When my wife was on maternity leave and there wasn't that much money coming in, it was just me. I had to sell loads of figures. I had no problem doing it because I was doing it for the greater good. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like things like that you just got to do. And this, people can get carried away. Like Anthony said, the first year of collecting, people can go mental. And you see it on the groups, they go, I've only been collecting 6 months and it's 26 figures. I'm like, how are you eating? Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like the people do that.
Stimulus checks, man.
I think you're right. Yeah. But it's like,
bro.
I think for people like ourselves who are on camera, content creators, however you want to put it, have a responsibility to say, check yourself before you do it, because people can just go, oh, I'm in this new tribe, I'm in this new thing, I have to go all out. No, you don't. You can just do it in moderation and collect what's for you, not just what other people are getting because you think it's cool.
Exactly. That's the
truth. About what you love, definitely.
Definitely.
Well, there's a huge sorry, Leo. Go ahead.
No. I'm saying that's definitely what's important, bro, because again, I have a missus who, again, deservedly so, she's put up with my shit an entire year of streaming, of collecting, of, kind of helping me with these things. So now I want to reward her. It's her time. You know what I mean? It's basically her time. She's never been to London before, and that was just mainly the first thought. You know what I mean? Making sure that she's taken care of, making sure my children are taken care of. That's always going to be priority. Food in the house, bills paid, stuff like that's, like we've been saying, this is secondary for us. We have to even feel like more delighted that we're fortunate enough to balance back and forth, to be able to do stuff like that. And it gets hard, but I mean, again, it's just a preparation period for me. What were you going to say, Mafia?
Oh, I mean, well, mostly it's like budgeting is what I meant. Like, you have to prioritize, and like, I swear to God, dude, it helps having a spreadsheet. It helps budgeting because this is a luxury hobby.
Yeah, bro.
This is not for everybody. Never mind in art level. I mean, just Hot Toys. It's not. You're not going and buying Black Series, bro. Or Marvel Legends. It's even those are going up. But you know what I'm saying? It is a luxury hobby. So I look at it, and I've always, dude, ever since I was a kid, just my upbringing, I've always said if it's not bolted down, it's for sale. So regardless, right? If it's not important, because sometimes life,
that's dope.
You need to though, right? You're like, sometimes, like you said, your family is the priority or whatever. Like all this can go tomorrow if I need. You have to know that, right? Because that separates a collector from an addict. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
An addict is gonna hold on to that shit, dude, and die with it. So you have to be real about it. You just really have to say, okay, I love doing this. And if I have a budget and I say, okay, I can spend, $600 a month or whatever, stay in the budget. You can maybe go over sometimes when that, like Lael said, like, oh, I refreshed. Oh shit, this big one came out, the DeLorean. Okay, I'll spend a little this month, but I'll cut back a little bit on something to compensate, not just go willy nilly. And you're like, you have to have you have to try your best to follow your own set of rules, nobody else's rules, just 100%. What works for you, where you're comfortable, and don't go overboard, man. It's not fun.
No,
I've done it.
Not at all.
Because they're never going to stop making things.
No.
Like they're unless they go out of business, and even if they do, other companies come in. We've seen JD, we've seen Inner. They're never going to stop making things. There's always going to be a banger film coming out. There's always going to be someone who's like going to go back and dip into the well and do a RoboCop or a Terminator 2 or
10
whatever.
RoboCops this year too.
You know what I mean? So like, there's always going to be some more, and they're making stuff faster than you can make money. So you really got to decide what is important and what is not. It's like.
And you know what, Shane? I thought about this and I fucking forgot about this. Like literally, there's two things that are happening today. Number one is that during the Dallas Cowboy football game, they're showing the Mandalorian trailer.
Oh, are they? Nice.
Yeah. Last of Us is tonight.
Yep, it is.
That's gonna be awesome.
So right there, you have two IPs, right? That you're going to actually see some shit coming from. Like literally. So
we think.
Like you said, they're always going to drop shit. There's always going to be bangers out there, like films, whatever, that drops.
Never ends.
It never ends, bro. Like it never ends. And if you think about that, how many Mandalorians are you going to basically see from this trailer that a lot of people are going to say, oh, I hope Hot Toys release this time. Oh, I want that figure. Or we're probably going to get that figure. It's always speculation at that point, but again, they're watching, they're gauging the conversations that we're having. So if we're having it, okay, they know there's interest. Right. Okay, let's put this out there. Let's test the waters and see what people think. Even if we put it, and you know what they always do, they'll show us the prototype. Some of it may go to graveyard based on the interest, but at least they put it out there to gauge that interest. And motherfuckers are like, oh shit, they might release this. You know what I mean? So again, getting that out there and getting ready for it. Restless Youth Productions, $4.99 super chat. Thank you. Great panel and message, especially for new collectors, so they don't blindly go in debt. You have to pace yourself. Definitely. Thank you very much for that. We got another $5 super chat from Hoth Hometown Heroes. $5 super chat. Real talk. Thank you very much for that, man. Listen, great discussion today. Great panel as always. New format, like, yo, you gotta reformat your way of thinking when it comes to this fucking collecting. I mean, because I'm telling you, it's gonna go crazy. I woke up this morning just really thinking about this. I was like, damn, like there's a lot that's gonna happen, a lot I have to be prepared for, because again, I know this London trip thing is not gonna be cheap. It really is gonna be cheap.
Yeah, you were just getting worried about the tickets, but you haven't factored in the transport, you haven't factored in the food, and you haven't factored in the 3 to 4 to 5 exclusives and the Best Bin Hand jacket that you're going to buy like on the first day. Like,
all the
health,
everything.
Yeah. The London version, health, man. It's
Union Jack.
It did food.
It's true.
It did dining, trap, like, and the thing is, because, and that's why Rich, I was talking to you about this shit. It's gonna take me an hour to get from Heathrow to the hotel.
Yeah, but you'll be fine. That's just one trip you have to do, and then the rest of the time when you're there, it's easy to get around.
Really? But what if? Okay, so I'm dealing with a woman who, if it's her first time somewhere,
careful.
I was like, no.
If it's her first time somewhere, Toya does not play. I guarantee you she has a list, an itinerary of where she wants to go, what she wants to see, and everything. So I don't care. It doesn't matter if we on foot or whatever. She's like, we gonna see this shit. I want to see this. I want to go here. She was already telling me about a De La Soul concert that's going to be there that she wants to go to. And I'm like, damn, okay. Let's rethink a couple of things. So that's something like I'm thinking about all this. I'm like, how?
You're fine.
Yeah, bro. And this is just
me. It's a piece of piss to get around London, man. It's easy. It's just easy.
It is.
Yeah. It's
you
really
promise?
Easy. Of course, I promise.
And you could simplify it as well. Like, I mean, I'm not usually one for those tour buses, but the London one is pretty good because it's hop on, hop off. It brings you to all the spots you want. I'm sure a lot of those spots are probably on Toya's list, and you can literally just hop off, stay in that place for an hour, hop back on again, and you don't have to worry about booking taxis or navigating stuff yourself when you buy one of those tickets. It's not for everyone, but it's a
hell of a good thing.
I should know better, but
because here's the thing, Shane and Mafia and Cam can attest to this. So y'all have a really, really good system over there when it comes to that. New York tour system sucks. Like literally, man. Like you get on them damn buses, they want you to pay to get on. They only take you around the corner and then they bring you back. Like literally, like
DC like that too. DC one's pretty trash.
It's
too.
like it is trash here, and I'm like, yo, that experience alone is just terrible. I wouldn't suggest it. Anybody traveling to New York, don't do it. Don't get on those buses. Don't get suckered into those damn tickets. It's easy to navigate yourself. Just ask people. You'll be able to go to different places and end up back. I'm telling you, don't do all that. But I mean, and that would sound like the safest bet, you know. And I'm hoping Toya, because he's out in the chat, I hope she's taking notes. Yes, because it just definitely needs to happen, man. Max, let me get to your comment in a second. We got a $5 super chat by Calvin. Is Calvin, are you going too, bro?
I just asked him that question as well. Yeah,
because I think he said he got tickets for it. Why isn't this thing coming? Oh yeah. Hey, my wife's literally 2 days ago just said she wants to hit Paris as well since we're that close.
Yeah, I'm actually going to Euro Disney the week before celebration as well. So
Euro Disney too?
Yeah, Euro Disney, man. It's like an hour away on the train. It's ridiculous.
Nah, you gotta just you don't have time.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
Yeah. Might just put them on to something else
like
now.
a 2-week vacation, and just do a bunch of stuff and
go
to Paris and then
I didn't know, bro. Literally,
Paris,
I didn't think about that. And then Paris. How far is and then traveling to Paris?
There's a train that goes there from St. Pancras underground straight across the channel. Yeah, it's easy. I don't want to make it more complicated for you. Yeah, we'll talk after the show. Yeah, we're gonna just behind the weeds now.
Like this is going to drive me nuts, man. Like straight up, it's See, what did Max say? Max says, I'm trying to pull this up here because y'all can probably see it before I do. He says, Leo, don't worry, I will look after you. We have something called Horses in London. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Like anything, I just can't wait to get there. Plain and simple. Anyway, everybody out there, thank you for today's show. We've had such a good time. Let me go around the panel and ask everybody what they got going on. Cam, what is going on with you, brother? What you got coming up, man?
What's going on, man? So after this week, I'll probably be taking a hiatus. I'll be gone for a little bit until this baby gets here. But yeah, she went to the doctor the other day and she was like, that baby comfortable. So probably not. So probably like another 2-3 weeks, depending on it. So I'm waiting to tell my job, be like,
well, Mafia's calling the 21st. So what you think, bro?
He might have to move his guess. I don't know. Because you said 19. Want to win that bet? Might have to move that guess a little further.
Yeah, we may have to alter that a little bit then if it's changed.
Modify the bet a little bit. Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, just a tad.
New information, man.
I know. There you go.
Projected.
New information trickling in. It's like, but yeah, man, I got a video dropping. Or I'm doing a live stream on Friday. Hopefully, most of you guys be able to attend it. I'll let you know, just see what you guys' schedule is looking like for the ones we are missing. The part 2 Marvel edition, though. So yeah, man. Thank you for having me as always, bro. Appreciate it.
Always, man. And we're gonna try to hold it down since you're gonna be gone for a little bit, man. Once you we'll be checking in, basically holding it down for you to make sure you're taking care of it.
I have some new drink ideas by then. By the time I give some time to think while I'm rocking. I'm like,
yo, you can have a full beard when you come back, bro. Full beard, afro, out from the bottom of your hat, bro. Like straight up.
Bags under my eyes.
Definitely, man. We already know. So anyway, man, thank you for being here as always, bro. It's always a pleasure. Rich, what's going on with you, man? What you got coming up, brother?
Thank you so much for having me, man. Appreciate it as always. Great way to end the week. Wonderful meeting you as well, Anthony. I've always been a fan. Obviously, we've interacted directly and stuff like that. But it's great to stream with you. So coming up on my channel, I've had a bit of a hiatus myself. Had a bit of time with the family and work and stuff. So I'm starting a couple of new shows on my channel, Reviews with Rich. One of them is going to be every Friday. I'm going to be doing a movie news stream or video. I can't quite decide what to do just quite yet. And then in February, I'm going to be relaunching Film Club again. The first film we're going to be talking about is Batman Begins. There's a little tease for you. That's my first week in Feb. Can't quite pin down exactly when it'll be, but probably be a Tuesday evening. And then in between that, I'm going to be reviewing quite a few of my things that I've got in already and just like a retro review. And then I've got my IC Customs bunker that I've had made for the Nightmare Batman, which I'll be reviewing and doing a showcase of.
Is that still available?
I can try and get you one. I know Steve well, so probably. I'll ask him. I'll ask him nice for you. So I've got that, and I'll be launching that this week. So if people can subscribe to Reviews with Rich, I'd very much appreciate it on IG and YouTube. Thank you.
And when do you bring it back, Film Club again?
First week in Feb.
Okay. Make sure that you do, bro, because I can't.
I'll give you a heads up. Thanks, man. Yeah, Be Batman Begins. So it's a good one.
And yo, Mafia, bro, thank you for being here as always, man. You know, it's always a pleasure, bro. And after a 2-year hiatus, so glad to actually have you here, bro. No, I'm just saying, there's a 1-year hiatus. You already know how it is, bro. But thank you.
Yeah, no, of course, man. Thanks, for having me on, man. It's fun. You know, it's because it's early for me usually, so I'm like, I just wake up, I'm like, but I got up kind of early, so I was like, oh, this is cool, man. So of course, man, of course. Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. Pleasure hanging out with everybody here on the panel today. I mean, you know, it's whatever's good on mine. You know, I'm just doing my thing. Come check it out if you like it. You know, Saturday night's big stream. Tuesdays posing new stuff here and there.
I don't give a fuck. I'm dipping in, bro. I'm gonna ask you to send me a link. I'm gonna dip in while y'all there, bro. I'm dipping.
You can,
right?
Yeah, man.
That sound right. That new sound was trying to cover that shit up real quick.
Won't be letting him in London if he's taking him in.
Yeah. I know what he meant. It came out kind of weird, but I know what he meant.
There you go.
I was trying to cover that shit up real fucking quick. I was like, let me just get this shit out the way, man. But it didn't fucking fuck.
No, that's all right.
Fuck.
That's okay.
The internet's gonna clip this shit and this is gonna go crazy, man. Fuck that. Look, I don't care. It was a slip up. We all make mistakes. Anyway, go ahead, continue. What you gonna say, bro?
No, I appreciate the Freudian slip, and I'm flattered. So, you know, but otherwise, it's been great. Yeah, no, come check it out. Like everybody here, of course, subscribe to everybody. It's and just be mindful. That's the takeaway from it. You know,
it is already started. Damn, it is already started, man. Fuck, I cannot get past it. I do it. Calvin's like, yeah, man. Mario been on. I already know, bro. It's gonna happen. It's over.
Funny.
Anyway, thank you. And Rich, tomorrow's your birthday. Definitely want to let everybody know that tomorrow's your birthday. So again, I wanted to keep that in there.
Thank you very much
for you as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
As always, 16-figure focus. As always, a pleasure, bro. What you got? Do you have it ready? Is it queued up? I'm just waiting because I didn't see it yet.
Oh no, I don't. No, I don't. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, queued up. I was gonna say, damn! I thought you had it queued up. Like, let's go.
Wait. I got Loki. So I'm going to I'm going to do a review there during the week. That's basically what I've got coming up during the week, and then if anything drops, obviously. But it's I'm really glad I got it, and the heads up. We don't have to go down that road, but I'm just enjoying the figure. It's
as long as you like it. Yeah.
It's not as bad as as people would say it is in person.
Without the helmet, it's pretty damn bad, Leo. No, I'm not gonna lie. Like with the helmet on, it's Loki 2012. With the helmet off, it's a bit disappointing. But I knew what I was getting in for, so I'll recognize it in the review and I'll touch on it. But I won't be complaining about it because I knew what I was getting myself in for. But I'm glad I got the Loki on the shelf. It's looking good, this little end game display. So thanks very much. Great chat. I really like those. It's a thing, folks. Like I said, they're going to keep dropping stuff. They're not going to stop, and we will run out of money in space. So they're definitely a great conversation. And I think that was you asked the question. I watched your stream earlier on the replay, Mafia, about. Do you see yourself collecting? You know, can keep going, and is there an end game inside? Do you know what the beautiful thing? Earlier on, I kind of maybe said about the snowboarding thing. It's like I would choose that over this, and that's still absolutely right. Like, but The thing about that is you cannot snowboard when you're 80 years of age. You can probably still
Yeah.
collect though, and I'm still going to like movies, and we're all still going to like movies. So it was a good.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, basically.
Yeah, that was a great discussion.
It was a great chat. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Questions that matter, like, you know, it really was kind of like what we're talking about here today. So yeah, thanks to everyone in the chat, and I really enjoyed the stream.
Yeah, that was a very interesting discussion last night. It was dope that we had. We went on longer than you expected, but it was all like
we could have kept,
we could have kept going. It was like a really, really great discussion because things that we don't think about. Like, well,
that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to challenge some critical thinking here, and be like, hey, let's think about this for a minute.
There's no right answer to it. Like you said, you asked it, and you said specifically, I don't want a yes or no. There is no right answer to it.
Right. Exactly. I want to know what do you think?
Because tomorrow life can take over. Life can literally take over and say, yo, you might end up saying, yo, I got to sell out everything. Like I have to, because, we're going bankrupt. I've lost my job. I can't, whatever. Life can literally take over. Family could die. Something can actually happen. And I don't wish that on anybody. God knows I don't. I'm just saying life does have a tendency of taking over. You know what I mean? So it's important to really have that dialogue because, a lot of, and I think it's, it's also amongst a lot of people avoided discussions. Because they don't want to think about long term. They're afraid to think about it because they're so submersed in the collecting in the community. They're just like, and in collecting in general, they're just like, I don't want to think about life without this shit because this is what gives me peace. And it's okay to have that, but it's also okay to have the discussion. So if you love this, prepare for it. So you don't. It's if you can avoid those things that might happen, that might take over and cause you to, you just know how to do it. You know what I mean? So
I mean, it's like when I was younger. I don't know if you guys can tell. I was, kind of aimless. And you just live day by day, and you're just like, I'm having fun. I don't give a shit. As you get older, it was, I should have had those values instilled to me in an earlier age. But now it's like, have goals in life, short-term goals, long-term goals for whatever, and it's still I apply that to collecting too. What is my goal here? I can't just live day by day. Refresh like we do, see what was released and dive in. Like, let's think about where I'm going. What do I want to achieve by this? Right. And sometimes it's clouded. You don't know, but if you at least give yourself some time to think about it, you might be surprised, what you start thinking.
Yeah. And that's it. That's true, bro. That's true.
Yeah. I had a time. I'm very similar to you, Anthony. I was very aimless for a lot of my 20s, and just for me, dialing in what you want in your life, and if this thing is intrusive or not. If this thing helps and it gives you an outlet, then that's great. If it becomes a problem and you can't pay your bills because you're buying a hot toy, then you need to have words with yourself.
Right. And by no means it was hopefully not intended as a negative stream either.
No,
that was
people.
Like, people need to hear that shit.
People need to hear that because it's important. Because people sometimes, rightly or wrongly, look to us for sometimes advice or
and honesty, bro.
And honesty. And if we're transparent like we have been, that's how we've got to be. And if people like it, then they do. And if they don't, they don't. It's up to them.
Find the way, bro.
You just got to be honest with them, I think.
Yeah, you definitely
that's what I always
do.
try to do, man.
You have to, bro. You have to. I mean, even like I said, I mean, I'm looking at this as, Cam's a perfect example right now. He's prioritizing. His family comes first. That that beautiful daughter comes first over any collection piece that you're going to have. You know what I mean? When you get a chance to see that face, that first, I mean, again, we've experienced it before. Once that baby opens up them eyes and they get that connection, it's game
That's it, man.
Over. And you're not thinking about anything in your collection at that point. You know what I mean? Yeah. So again, it is what it is, bro. But anyway, thank you guys, everybody out there, for basically being a part of the show. If you haven't already, subscribe to everybody basically here, because everybody produces great content every day, every week for you. Every week. We are here consistently every week to make sure that you got stuff that's actually going on, and we're reporting the news and we're giving you great content. So definitely, all we ask from you, I mean, Super Chats is what it is. We don't care really about that. If it comes, it comes. What we want is your participation, if you subscribe, you support that channel that way, word of mouth that way as well. Just pass it along, helping us to basically progress. That's what it means. Like we want to continue to do this, and we do this for you guys. So thank you very much for your participation. Everybody out there, continue to have a very good day and good week.
And don't forget to hit the like on your way out.
Hit the like when you're way out. Definitely make sure you do that. And guard your pocketbooks, because I'm telling you, literally, you have time to do so. Spring cleaning is a must. If you have pieces in your collection that you don't need, you can offload. You can do that or pack them up, and you can decide later. So definitely take the advantage to do that right now if you haven't already. It is what it is. So other than that, peace and love, everybody. I know Toy's up there waiting for me because I got to go to Target with her. I saw Target one every Sunday. So what I do is go to Target, get me a chai, and I just walk around with my earpieces in because I know she's going to get her fill. If she asks me a question, I just get a tug on my shirt. There we go. Anyway, that's just how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, bro. Them Target runs, you already know how that is. So anyway, thank you very much. See you guys next week. We are out. Peace and love.
break.